So what's that old adage again about slow and steady wins the race? Well, that may be, but I bet you the guy that came up with that never relied on eBay sales to pay the bills. Welcome into the channel, everyone. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Andrew, and along with my wife, Jessica, we run a full-time online reselling business named 5 Little Ducks Resale. We go to garage sales, thrift stores, and estate sales. We find items for cheap, hopefully, and we flip those items online on sites like eBay, Mercari, and Poshmark. Well, if you've been a follower of the channel for any length of time, that you know, just like anything else, there are cycles. Sales go up, sales go down. Well, unfortunately, we are still in a period of downward trending sales, but I guess as of the time of this recording, sales have begun to uptick just a little bit. And so the sales that I'm going to go over today at the end of the video reflect hopefully what will be the lowest point in the last couple of weeks. But before we get into that, I wanted to go through a quick few clips for you. One was a recent haul, and the other is a quick glimpse behind the scenes of me getting some things ready to list. Hello everyone, just wanted to take a break from what I was doing and kind of give you a behind the scenes glimpse of the things that I've been working on lately. Like I said in my last video, things are really slow going with that big Lego buy just because we're at a point now where all the things that we're working on, it's tedious. It's all in pieces. We're trying to kind of piece things together, either it be Legos or action figures and accessories and all that other stuff. Let me turn the camera around a moment and show you kind of what I've been working on today. So I went upstairs to grab what I thought was a Star Wars only action figure bag, and when I got everything laid out on the table, I didn't realize the amount of work that I would have in front of me. And so this is kind of the culmination of most of the afternoon. Now obviously some of the characters are pretty identifiable, but what was hard to do was to match up their accessories or their weapons and to figure out what play sets they came from. So kind of my strategy was just to do a Google image search or a Google lens search and then try to find some of the packaging that these came from just to see what accessories that they might have. So for instance, I knew that I had this little Yoda guy, and I didn't realize that all of this stuff went along with his playset. So he came from like a Battle Galactic game or something along those lines, but it had a die in there, it had a card, it has his cape, this little gun that fires a projectile, and I had all that stuff, but I didn't realize that it went all together. So again, it was the challenge of finding a package to match up everything to, which is of course the challenge. And just kind of realizing where everything is in relation to everything else. And over here, I have kind of an unidentified pile. Some projectiles over here, some weapons. These look like they could be some Mega Bloks weapons. Again, they look somewhat like Castle or, you know, ancient England or something along those lines. But I have a bunch of loose blasters. Some more blasters over here. I think these are action figure base plates that you can pose action figures on. These are marked Marvel, so they hopefully shouldn't be too hard to identify. I know that this thing is from a Transformers, and I have an entire bag of Transformers upstairs that I have yet to even open up to see what I have. So again, just a lot of tedious work. So more Mega Bloks, some Lego decals that I ran across, and I don't even recall any sets that needed decals, so I'll have to try to match these up with something that I might have already. So here's a bonus. Obviously, it looks like R2-D2, but he's red. But yeah, look, he's marked as R2-D2, so what the heck? So got to figure out what he is. So again, it's just a lot of tedious work, doing research, doing image searching, try to find lots that are on eBay that show these things, or it's just, wow, there's a lot of work involved. So definitely needed to take a few minutes and rest my eyes because there's a lot of very small things that my old eyes are having quite a workout today. So hopefully we'll get these things photographed and listed over the next couple of days. And after that, we will hopefully see them in some What Sold videos. So thanks so much for walking through this with me, and hope that was fun for you. Hey guys, just wanted to show you this real quick. Jess and I just got back from a kind of a rare Monday estate sale. It was the last day, so everything was 75% off. So we only spent about 20 bucks there, and I think we got some good stuff. Got this cool vintage laser tag gun. I don't know if it works yet, but it's got like the little holster or whatever with it. And picked up some vintage plush for Jess to list. I think these are Interpure brand. I'm not familiar with it. I briefly looked it up. I think it's a division of Avon, maybe at the time. Don't exactly know, but again, Jess likes plush. And these are vintage, so they're kind of cool. This is an old Fisher-Price plush. Again, it was marked 15, but got it for 75% off. But it's in good shape. And we got this pink hat, little beanie. It's technically new with tags. I don't know if, well, whatever. Picked up some Rocket Dog shoes as well. We've done okay with this brand. It's not one that I would rush out to go and pick up, but they were marked 8, obviously, for 2 bucks. Can't go wrong with that. And we've actually sold an American Freedom Train something or other before. I think it was a mug. Briefly looked this up, and I think they only charged us $1 for it. And so after the discount, a quarter, I'll have to double check, but I think solds were somewhere around 12 or something. So not a bad ROI. And then the last item there, which I didn't put up on the table yet, was this cool sort of vintage Reebok windbreaker. Not sure if you can see that all here or not, but it's kind of cool. It didn't have any rips or anything. Might have some staining inside. I might try to give it a wash and see, but hey, for 20 bucks for all that stuff, I didn't think that was too bad. We also went down to the neighboring town to a new thrift store that we've never been to before. Picked up this London Fog kind of winter coat. It's kind of past the season for winter coats down here. However, I know it's still cool in other parts of the country. So it does have a removable liner, and I don't think I've ever seen a London Fog with this colorway before. So it was kind of cool. I'll have to do some research on it, but it ended up getting it for 6 bucks, so couldn't go wrong. So hope you enjoyed that. Just wanted to bring you those hauls really quick, and hopefully we'll see these on an upcoming What's Sold. Thanks for watching. Hey, it's me again. Sorry, I neglected to show this last item here. Couldn't pass it up. It was super cheap. Don't know what it was. Let's see here. It was marked made in Hong Kong. I think I did a brief Google image search. Nothing came up to mind though. I don't know if it was like Weebles or something else. I know there were other possible Weeble stuff there, but I'll definitely have to do some more research into this. But so sorry I didn't show you previously, but slipped my mind. So thanks again for watching. All right, at this time, let's go ahead and jump into some sales. We did have a number of sales, a less number than last week. And in fact, we have no Poshmark sales at all. So eBay and a single Mercari sale. So I think this is probably the shortest What's Sold ever. But we won't jinx it. We will press on and hope for some good sales in the future. So again, sales dates February 18 to February 24. We start off with this, the Princess in Black series. This was a set of 9 mixed lot books, so both paperback and hardcover, by Shannon and Dean Hale. These together all sold for $24.99 plus shipping. The next item was the first of 2 similar sales from the same buyer at 2 different times. This was a pair of the Deer Foams women's size 7 to 8 multi-fabric moccasin Cabernet house slippers. This, of course, was a Gina sale. It was featured on the channel before. These sold for $17.99 plus shipping. Following that, we had this Lego manual. This was not from the Lego sale. This was from another random garage sale. This was a 2012 Lego Friends, set number 3189, Heart Lake Stables. This was the instruction manual number 1 only, and it sold for $2.99 plus shipping. Next up was a fairly good garage sale flip. I think I picked this one up either from a garage sale or from Goodwill, but roughly the cost was, I think, the same, probably around $10. This was a U.S. Army Woodland Camo Cold Weather Field Jacket, which sold for $29.99 plus shipping. Next up, we had another tie sale from our consignment friend Larry. This was a tie rack, red Disney Winnie the Pooh with honey jars. 100% silk necktie, which sold for $9.99 plus shipping. Following that, we had this pair of Ariat jeans. This was a woman's pair of jeans, size 31R. They were the Rosa bootcut, and these sold for $29.99 plus shipping. Next up, we had this Thomas & Friends Trackmaster loose track set. It was an 18-piece track lot with 16 curves and 2 straight pieces. Together, these sold for $9.99 plus shipping. Now, I'll have to check my records on this next sale, but I'm pretty sure that this came from that giant mystery bin that we picked up at Goodwill last year. So I made a couple of videos about that. Of course, my wife and I went to Goodwill. We found a giant mystery bin full of toys, and we thought it might be a good challenge to try to pick that up to see if we could make any profit from it. Well, after doing a few updates, we actually did make a profit. I think we had one return, though, or something happened and the item never arrived and kind of pushed us back underwater, but I think this last sale will finally push us back into the black. This was a vintage Little Tykes Loving Family Grand Mansion dollhouse. It was the mom with blonde hair and blue eyes. She sold for $5.99 plus shipping. So next up on eBay was this pair of women's Worthington size 9M leopard print side zip stiletto heel ankle booties. These sold for $14.99 plus shipping. And as promised, this was the second of 2 sales, each by the same buyer from 2 different times. This again was that pair of deer foams, red Cabernet house slippers, which again sold for $17.99. This was a multi-quantity sale, and that was the last 2, so I'm sure that the buyer saw that there were limited quantities and wanted to snag them up. Next up, we had this 2003 Thomas & Friends Wooden Railway Thomas the Tank Engine, number 1. He sold for $5.99 plus shipping. And the last eBay sale of the time period was this set of 5 hand-blown glass miniature owls, which sold on a best offer of $18.79 plus shipping. And just like that, we have reached the last sale of the video. It's also the one and only sale from Mercari. This was the Saban's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Pink Ranger from the Legacy Collection. This was a 6.5-inch action figure from Bandai. And this sold for $8 plus shipping. Well, without any Poshmark sales to go through, we have already reached the end of the video. Can you believe it? I mean, these things are going by so fast, I know. Well, thank you again so much for watching. If you enjoy this sort of reselling content, go ahead and click the like button and perhaps even consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help us out. So with that, I'm about to go back downstairs and to try to assemble another Lego set for resale. So with that, I will catch you on the next one.